Hospitals on the brink in the U.S. hit by an overload of COVID cases and staff shortages due to worker burnout. ABC's Marcus Moore has the latest from Dallas. Marcus, good morning.
Well, good morning, Wick. Cases and hospitalizations have been on the rise as COVID-19 surges across the country. And this morning, there is word that civil rights icon Reverend Jesse Jackson and his wife are in the hospital battling COVID-19. This morning, COVID hospitalizations in the U.S. climbing at an alarming rate. Over 95,000 people infected receiving care in hospitals around the country, and more than 23,000 ICU beds currently occupied with COVID patients. Overnight, ABC News learning civil rights icon Reverend Jesse Jackson and his wife are hospitalized for COVID-19. A statement from the couple's son saying, quote, "Doctors are currently monitoring the condition of both." The fully vaccinated 79-year-old received his first dose of the Pfizer shot in January, now experiencing a breakthrough hospitalization. Meanwhile, this hospital in Portland, Oregon, setting up additional ICUs for overflow.
It's really alarming to think about if something did happen that our ICU wouldn't be able to accept anyone else because we are so full of COVID.
Over 93% of COVID patients on ventilators there have not gotten the vaccine.
It just keeps happening and it doesn't stop, and there is no end.
The relentless surge is driving healthcare workers to their breaking points.
We're exhausted, we're frustrated, we're aggravated. This could have been prevented had people just gotten vaccinated.
Here in Texas, Chambers County with a sobering warning to the community that the outbreak is impacting emergency response times. At the same time, children's hospitals across the country are treating a record number of kids with COVID.
It's a very traumatic experience to see your child on a ventilator, on a breathing machine, not breathing on their own.
A grim reality for nurse Amelia Cannon, whose 3-year-old daughter, Aurora, is battling the virus in a Tulsa hospital.
It's obviously the hardest thing I've ever had to watch.
As cases continue to skyrocket, the CDC issuing updated guidance for travelers, saying that people with an increased risk of severe illness should also avoid travel on cruise ships, regardless of vaccination status.
The reality is people who have that increased risk likely aren't going to be wanting to travel anyway. So really keeping everybody healthy is top priority for the cruise lines.
The Delta variant is driving this fourth wave of COVID-19 as it surges across the country. And this morning, we now know that more than 70% of people 12 and older here in the U.S. have received at least one dose of the vaccine. Eva, in this race, this fight to stop the spread.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.